All right, this blue shirt has become my uniform for this channel now because I realized I was wearing it in the last blog and then I just did another blog, so it's just going to be like blue shirt all the time now, apparently. It's not on purpose, it's just happening. So this is just going to be like a general update because I know I haven't filmed in a while. And yeah, a couple people have asked where I'm at and what's going on, and the answer is just like nothing, and that's why I haven't filmed. Um, I've been sick a lot. Gosh, I had the flu in October. I talked about that, and then over New Year's Eve, I had COVID, and it was a COVID family Christmas, or somebody at my family's Christmas had it, so we all got it, and then I have a cold right now. So if I sound stuffy, if I look red under the nose, I'm getting over a cold. It's very tiny little cold, like just annoying, like to where my throat dries up at night and I can't sleep and like I'm a little sinusy, but like it's not too bad. Like I can still work and everything, but I just feel like God, I've been sick so much. I've had everything. um, but yeah, haven't really been doing much. I've gotten my dad's book like up on Amazon. We were able to order a proof copy. I edited the proof copy. Like it's gonna go live very soon, so that's exciting. I have like some notes on things I wanted to talk about, and like none of them have to do with one another. So it's gonna be like, there's gonna be no transitions in this video whatsoever. Things with Ian are pretty much the same as they have been. I have started to film a video about that situation, but again, it's very delicate, so I want to take my time with it, and that story, but like, we're still hanging out. We're still playing on a trivia team with my parents. We're getting better. What else? My thyroid was doing really bad. My Graves' disease numbers were terrible in October when I was under all that stress from my like dad's cancer and then Ian moving out all at the same time that I had the flu. But they are a little better now. So I just went to the endocrinologist. It's never fun because she's always like, you can't just be on this medicine forever. You probably are going to need surgery. We don't have to do it yet, but be thinking about it. And I'm always like, I know. And she also asked me if I wanted her to renew my prescription for Wegovy, which I was like, sure, try if you want to. I did the Ozempic back over the summer when my insurance would pay for it, which they only gave me 6 weeks work, and then they said they weren't going to pay for it anymore. So I was on it for 6 weeks. I did seem to lose some weight, although I had some insane intestinal cramping that was kind of worrisome. It wasn't the pain. Like, I can deal with whatever pain and side effects. That's fine. But I was worried that something was, like, gonna be majorly wrong with me. Like, it felt like something was gonna explode inside of me. But I was like, I'll try it again. But what happened was the insurance denied the Ozempic refill, but then they pre-approved me for Wegovy. Like, okay, you can have that one. Like, you're not diabetic, but you're fat, so you can have that one. Because they're the same drug, but Wegovy is the weight loss version. And then I never could get it. It's out of stock everywhere, and I gave up. I just was like, whatever, maybe I'll go on it in the future at some point when it's like more readily available or there's a generic or whatever. It's too stressful to have to worry about trying to get this stuff. And I know people that are on it that like every month their prescription's going to run out. They're like, they need another shot. They're going to like lapse. And if you go too long between shots, you have to start all over at the beginning dose. And they're always like calling all around every pharmacy every day. I know people that call 20 pharmacies a day. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And, so I just gave up. But then when I was there, she was like, do you want me to refill this? And I was like, okay, go ahead. We'll see what happens. And then they denied it, the insurance. And I'm like, why would they deny it when they approved it before? Like, I still wasn't thinking I was going to get it. But the doctor was like, no, it should be in stock now if we give you a higher dose. And then you can just like give yourself half of it or whatever. And I was like, I'll do whatever. I'm not stupid. I can figure out how to give myself half of it. But they denied it, maybe because the dose was too high. I don't know. But I think I kind of got myself after the doctor's appointment being like, okay, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to lose weight. Yeah. And I got myself back into that mode when I was out of that mode and I was just trying to like live my life and be healthy and be less stressed and not freak out about my weight. And then I got myself amped again, like, okay, I'm going to go on the medicine again. I'm going to lose weight. And then it got denied. And then I was just like depressed about it again. And then it's just like, I don't know, I'm old now. Ready to be an old fat person. I just don't want to care about any of it anymore. It's kind of where I'm at. But then it's like, I know that the weather's going to get warmer and then I'm going to care. Everybody starts caring again in the summer. I just need to be less stressed because I think that's why my numbers got better, because in October my life was falling apart and then my thyroid disease was terrible, and now my numbers are better because things have been better. My dad, it was stage 2. He got all of his test results. They determined he doesn't need chemo. He just needs to be monitored, follow up endoscopies and colonoscopies and stuff. But like, he's okay. And Ian and I are in a decent place now, at least until I post the video about him that he'll probably hate me. I don't know. But like, it's calmed down. He has his place. I have mine. We have our space. I don't really know if we're in a relationship or not, but neither one of us is trying to date anyone else. So we still hang out and it's fine and it's nice, but I still only have myself to worry about in this situation. I'm fixing up my spare room into an office so that I have a better physical space to work in, because I'm sick of working here at the dining table and having like all my stuff all over. So I'm doing that, and just kind of like right now, knock on wood, things are going okay. And I really need to, for the sake of my health, keep right here where things are okay, because I am the kind of person that lets stress affect me physically and affect my health, especially my Graves' disease. And I really I need stuff to not go wrong right now. I need things to just be cool for a while. Just be cool. Poor River has ulcers, is puking all over again. She's on medicine now, and hopefully will be better. Her health is obviously what I care about the most, but she's also puking all over my couch and all over my $4,000 new carpet upstairs. So much puke everywhere. I feel very bad for her though. She can't really have like anything besides dog food now. It's sad. She can't really have treats. What else was I going to talk about? I saw this, you guys, I hate my name so much. I saw this article about how like Gen Alpha says that names like Ashley and Nicole and Amanda are old people names now, and the millennials are like, oh my god. And I'm like, y'all, how would you like to have had an old person name your whole life? I have been dealing with this my entire life. I hate my name. My given name is Brenda. And my whole life, I have known that I have an old person name because my mom made the cardinal mistake of naming me something that was like a cool name when she was a kid. It would be like if I had a kid now and I named that kid like Jennifer or Megan, like names that were popular when I was in school, that kid would have a name that was constantly like a generation older than they are, because everyone I've ever met in my life with the name Brenda is like in their 60s, like my mom's age. And it has also like Brenda takes on that like annoying old lady kind of place in a lot of memes and stories. You think of a Brenda, you think of like an annoying old neighbor. It's very much like Karen. At least it hasn't been memeified to the point of Karen. But I get Deborah a lot. People think my name is Deborah. Adam, I dated him for 3 years and he had an uncle who called me Deborah every single time I saw him. I don't understand it. But it's right in there. And also, it's not old enough to be cool again. Like, it's not cool and retro, like how some people are naming their kids like Ada now and stuff. And like, that's so old it's cool again. Brenda is just old. Whew, I had to pause because I had to cough because my little throat. Anyway, yeah, Brenda's just an old name. And so I've always disliked it. But your name is like your name, so you're used to hearing it all the time. So it's kind of like you get used to it. But when I think about it, I hate it. And it was early 2014 when I broke up with Jack, that, instead of like doing like some girls do where like cut their hair short or change their style or something, that's when I decided I was going to go by Bren, and I changed my social media to just Bren. And all my like aunts and uncles were like, is it Bren now? Like they're making fun of me. And I'm just like, whatever, call me whatever you want. And then I started my candle channel mid 2014 and I was Bren. And so now it's Bren. But and everyone that I meet post then calls me Bren. So like guys that I meet on dating websites and stuff, they call me Bren. Any like person I've dated calls me Bren. But like my friends from before still call me Brenda. My family still calls me Brenda, and everyone at work, I'm still Brenda at work. The thing I don't like about Bren is that when people ask me what my name is and I say Bren, they always say, what? Because it's not really a name. You know what I mean? Bren. People are always like, what? What'd you say? Bren? And last summer, I tried to get Bryn with a Y going. I thought maybe I can get away with that. Like, that can be a nickname for Brenda, right? I mean, whatever, Bryn is close to Bren. It's like I took one step, now I'm taking another step. And one of my friends convinced me to change my, like, social media to Bryn. So I did. Cue my uncles being like, you're Bryn now? Her. And the problem is, everybody in my life still knows me as Bren. It's so awkward. The other day, somebody said, what's your name? And I'm like, it's Bren or Bryn, whichever one. And they're like, I'll call you whatever you want. And I'm like, I really don't know. I hate all my names. I don't really feel like I could get away with a change like that, like at work and stuff. I feel like I'm stuck at work as Brenda, because even if the people in my own department would get on board with the name change, all of my like networking contacts that work for like other companies and stuff, like I'm still gonna be Brenda to them. But also, I found out that there's someone else who reviews candles on the internet already named Bryn with a Y. Like, so I can't even do that on the internet. And sometimes I think about just changing my name completely, just a full-on legal name change. We're just gonna throw Brenda out and we're gonna completely change it to something totally different. I've tossed around some ideas. I'm not going to say them here because I think you might make fun of me. But, you know, I've thought about completely changing my middle name. I can do nothing with my middle name. I hate my middle name too. Hate it and hate every version of it. So there's not much I can do. I feel like it would be ridiculous to like completely change, like to go to work and be like, my name is completely different now. And if I didn't choose something that started with a B, then my email address would be wrong. And they wouldn't let me change it because they don't let women change it when they get married and change their last name. Yeah, everything at work with the IT and everything would all be screwed up. And I don't feel like it would take. I don't feel like people would just start calling me by a different name. But man, oh man. I think I'm just stuck. With Brenda or Bren. And then people will be like, what? And me being like, Bren. But like, yeah, okay, yeah. Guess what? Nicole, Jennifer, and Ashley, and all those names that were cool when I was a little kid, those are old people names now. Now everybody's name, and you know what? I can't wait until the old people names are everything that rhymes with Aiden. Because I've got all those kids that I work with now who are now they're in their early 20s, and it's the Aiden, Braden, Caden, Jaden, and all the Madeline and Madeline and Madison spelled 14 different ways, and Addison and all of those as well. And now you'll get the new names. One day they'll be old names. And one day, Brenda might be cool again, but I'll be dead. So, yeah. You know, the internet has had me down lately. I've had to stop reading comments on Instagram Reels. So y'all tell me if this is true. I've heard that TikTok is it's less mean. The comments are less mean on TikTok than they are on Instagram Reels. But because I am old, I have never joined TikTok because I have Instagram, and I felt like it was kind of the same thing, doing Reels, whatever, like looking at Reels. But the comments are so terrible and so mean and so terrible towards women, especially single women, especially child-free women, especially any kind of independent woman. It's just so terrible. It's awful. But I have always felt like, I don't want to start all over with TikTok. Reels knows me. It knows what I like. You know, it shows me like child-free women content, vegan recipes, tons of French bulldogs, rescue dog videos of like sad rescue dogs getting like rehabilitated and learning to love again. And a lot of comedy. And also it thinks I'm gay. Instagram Reels. I don't know how that happened, if I liked too many posts during Pride Month or something, but I get a lot of like lesbian thirst traps and various stuff like that. I get a lot of stand-up comedy from gay folks, which makes sense because I think gay people are way more funny than straight people. But yeah, you know, Instagram, it knows me and knows what I want to see. I don't want to train a new algorithm, but at the same time, the comments are so brutal and just so hateful. You know, like I saw a video of like a very pretty woman I think it was a fake video too. She's like, nobody wants me anymore because I'm 40 and I'm gonna be single forever. And then the comments are just like, yeah, well, maybe it's because you slept with too many guys in your 20s. Now you're all used up and nobody wants used goods. And it's like, it's stuff like that. Well, you wasted your good years being a slut and now you can't find anybody because you're old. Nobody wants you anymore. The men your age can go get a woman who's 20. They don't need you. And just stuff like that. The fighting in the like videos where people make videos about being child free and not having kids, and then so many people in the comments being like, you're obviously not happy without kids because you wouldn't be making a video about it, except for you have to convince yourself that you're happy like this, but you're not, and your life is meaningless and empty. You wouldn't have to be making a video about it, which is just so backwards, because it's like people with kids make videos about their life with kids all the time. And you don't have people in the comments being like, you're only making a video saying that you're happy with your 3 kids because you have to convince yourself that you're happy because actually your life sucks. And your whole life is about your kids. You have to get up and do nothing but go to kid activities all the time and make these stupid little lunches. And like, you're only making a video about it because you're actually unhappy. It's so dumb. And it's like a lot of people in comments on Instagram, I feel like they don't realize that like people are different. That one thing can make one person happy and the other person can make the other person happy. But like people without kids make videos about not having kids because that's their life. That's what everybody's doing on the internet. They're all just making videos about their life. That's what I'm doing right now. And it's like, I'm not going to talk about having kids because I don't. I'm going to talk about my child-free life. Well, you don't have to make it your whole identity. Well, there are mommy bloggers that make that their whole identity. You know, there's trad wives out there making videos about how all they do is serve their husbands. And, but you know, it's like people just love to hate women who don't fall into the old stereotypes. And sometimes it's like, I want to read a comment section and I hold my breath because I'm like, what is this going to be? Who's going to be down here saying what? And some of it is just so defeating. It's starting to really get to me. I want to make a follow-up video on, so the most popular video I've ever done on this channel was the one I made when I was 35. That was called, So You're 35, Are You Sure You Don't Want Kids? And it was all about how, you know, I had never really wanted kids, but when you turn 35, all of a sudden everyone is telling you, like, if you're going to do it, you got to do it now. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And that's screws with your mind and you start to question everything. And I have so much more to say about that now, 6 years later. I want to do a follow-up. I actually had someone comment on that video at one point and say, so did you have them? And, you know, I feel like I should give an update. I should do a follow-up. And I have so much more to say about how my life has turned out now with the decisions that I've made. But God, I mean, I'm not really that scared of what y'all are going to say. This is a small channel. I don't get too much trolling anymore. I used to get more back when my other channel was more popular and so more people hated me. But now, you know, we're generally all having fun down there. So I'm not like scared of that, but at the same time, it's kind of just like scary to talk about anything on the internet anymore. People are just so mean sometimes and just don't understand people being different and different things making different people happy. Anyway, enough about that. I feel like that's really depressing. That's kind of what's been on my mind lately, though. Like, just like, my life's okay, but I let things get to me and stress me out. I need to not be stressed out. Hopefully this cold will go away. I'll be well for a while. Trivia team's kicking butt. And it's been super unusually warm lately. Here in the Chicago area, it's going to be in the 70s this week, which is like so weird for February. Still February, almost March. Kind of sucks because we had like a cold snap where it was like 0 degrees, 2 degrees, whatever. And I bought like a really heavy coat. I didn't like the hood on the coat. So So I took it off and I sewed a different hood from a different coat onto it. And now I'm like, cool, I'm ready to go when it gets cold again. And now it's been super warm and I haven't worn the coat at all. So I'm like, I actually want it to get cold so I can wear this coat. But yeah, my dad's book will be out soon, which will be a huge, like, I don't know, just feeling like it's done. Been working on it for a year with him, a little more than a year now. So that'll be cool. And then there's more books after that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of just like at a loss for anything else to talk about now because not much has been going on. But that's what I came on here to say. That like, it's not that I haven't been posting because anything terrible has happened or anything bad is happening or anything bad is happening with Ian or anything like that. Like, we're fine. And everything is fine. I've just been like sick and boring. So that's why I haven't posted. And also it's kind of a lot to like set up and you know, I gotta make sure I look okay. So I'm gonna be watching it back later and I already feel like I'm like, well, my eyeliner on this side is like smearing, but you know, just get set up and have the time and figure out what I'm gonna talk about. Stay tuned if you want. If I don't post for a while, it's just because like my life is boring and I have nothing to say. All right, I'll see y'all later. Bye.